Next, we got Phillies outfield prospect Justin Crawford, who's coming off a game where he launched a home run right before helping send his team out there to Tokyo. Justin, thank you so much for taking the time. We asked the same thing to Chandler. How are you adjusting out there? You gave us a little bit of the lowdown on the sleep schedule, and you toughed it out. You're feeling good now, but just in general, I mean, I imagine first time out there, like how's the overall adjustment been, and any culture shock?
Yeah, first time out here, definitely in Japan, and I absolutely love it over here. I mean, I think the coolest thing that I've seen is just how clean and how respectful everybody is over here, and it's something that's really really cool. And I'm just trying to just soak it all in and just enjoy it all each day and having a really good time.
Now, Justin, you had experience on Team USA circuits before, right? Like you were playing with U18, U15 stuff like that.
I always did the trials. This is actually my first time being able to have the opportunity to actually play for the national team. But I always growing up from ages 12 all the way to 15, 18, always was at the like different tryouts for it and stuff. So this is a really cool opportunity. Finally now being able to play for it and just being able to represent my country.
I was gonna say, man, like what does that mean to you to actually get the opportunity to wear USA across the chest? Because I'm sure 12-year-old Justin Crawford really wanted to, but like it's cooler now probably that 20-year-old Justin Crawford gets to.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think that they came to me at the end of the year and told me that I would have opportunity to play for this team, and it was all honestly a no-brainer. I mean, this is something where ever since little Justin, 12-year-old me, it was always this was one of my dreams to always be able to play, and it always really killed me not being able to make this team. And then it's crazy now, kind of how full circle it is. Finally, all these years later being able to come here and just compete and have this opportunity. It's something that I'm just really, really grateful for, and it's been awesome.
You wrote a lot of momentum into this opportunity as well. Obviously, a little bit of time off to, just rest the body, get yourself right. But what's so amazing to me is you have the year that you have in high A through the first 70 games, but then, 40 games in double A. That's a big leap, especially for, a guy that's really in his second full pro season here. And, you level up and not just literally in terms of going to a higher level. Like the numbers were ridiculous. 40 games in double A, you slash 333, 380, 455. Like it's not supposed to go that way. What was it for you that just made you able to, make that adjustment and just hit the ground running at the upper levels? And, how do you think that kind of helped you, carry that momentum into the offseason and now into, this opportunity?
Yeah, I think it's something I give great credit to the Phillies with, really honestly, and just also my support group. I have a really good group over there with the Phillies and also my family, obviously. It'll just where kind of just help me keep my routine going and kind of just when moving up to double A, it was kind of like nothing really changed, just kind of just it's still having to go out there and compete and play baseball. So I think that was kind of the best thing that kind of helped me was just still doing my routine, still doing everything that I do was doing in high A, except now the competition is a little better. But for me, honestly, I looked at it kind of like, they throw more strikes in double A and kind of around the plate more. So I kind of, that was almost, I don't want to say easier because it was not easier, but that was just something where I feel like it made it a little bit of a smoother transition for me.
Right? You don't have to worry about an effectively wild guy every night. Essentially, you can, hey, this
Exactly.
guy's going to try hit the corners, and you will go from there.
Yeah.
I'm curious what you feel like separates the Phillies from other organizations because the Phillies are an org that is clearly doing things the right way and they're going after it at the big league level. But we've seen guys blossom in that system. I mean, we just watched Painter make his return in Arizona, and then you got Aiden Miller breaking out the way that he is, and Tait and Kaba at the lower levels. I'm thinking like, the Dodgers, I know something they do. They had every level eating organic before anybody else. Is there something about the Phillies and the way they go about video or your daily work or nutrition that you feel like separates them from most?
Yeah, I think honestly, just as a whole organization, I think the Phillies do a great job of, they really go and they go after grinders, guys that are kind of gonna put their head down in the dirt and just go and get after it. And I think that's something where all of us as an organization, just kind of how we are, where it's like, no matter the circumstances, no matter what's going on, we're just gonna put our head down, just continue to work and get better at it. And then also, like I said, with the Phillies, they're a great organization where it's from defensive side, offensive side mental side. It's just they do a great job with all those things. So I'm just something that I'm really, really grateful to be a part of and happy that I'm with them.
This season too. I mean, the defensive side of things, obviously, I mean that the speed and that part of your game is as long as I've been watching has been there. But growing into a little bit more power now and hitting the ball harder and doing all these things. And again, going to your last ball game where you go backside to leave the yard. Where do you feel like you're at in terms of driving the ball too? Because of course, that's always a progress, especially for taller guy, longer levers in terms of just getting comfortable and consistently doing that. But like seeing the leap you kind of made across the board offensively. Was there anything that you adjusted going into this year? Was there anything that you maybe tweaked? Was it just as simple as adding some strength? Like what helped you get to a point now this past season where you're hitting the ball harder and just continuing to build on the slug?
Yeah, I think it's a couple of things. I think one, it's the strength, just as I've gotten older and consistent working out more consistently, that's definitely been something that I've seen where I'm driving the ball more. I know one of the things is trying to get the ball in the air a little bit more. So that's something where kind of over time I've seen just get better just with lifting and stuff like that. And then also with having more and more at bats. I mean, my first 100 at bats from low A to my first 100 at bats in high A was extreme difference that I noticed, and it's just only going to get more. I feel like with just more and more reps and more opportunities, and also from the swing side, I feel like haven't really made too many. I mean, I'm always making adjustments hitting. That's the game we play. But from changing my stance or anything like that, I kind of has always been set with that, and it's kind of more just building around that and just trying to be as consistent as possible with my swing. I mean, everybody has a different swing, so it's kind of trying to do what I know what works for me and just trying to build on top of that and slowly but surely seeing some strides with it.
Yeah, you mentioned, the emphasis on lifting the ball a little bit more, and obviously that comes with strength. And it's kind of nice to, essentially get paid to work out, right? And get to play a
Yeah,
game, which
exactly.
is fun. You get to do that full time. But feel free to get dorky. I may not understand it, but I know Aram will. Is there anything that, you're trying in terms of like bat path or with your hands that it's like you feel like, hey, the plane adjusted in 2024 to, try and help me lift a little bit more?
Yeah, I've never really been the type to get too deep into my bath path and stuff like that. I mean, obviously I know if I have my nice sound fundamentals that kind of leads in and transition into a cleaner bat path, I know and things like that. But like I said, it's kind of more, I mean, I got a guy, Michael Easter, who's been my hitting coach playing in the big leagues for 10 years. And he's been my hitting coach for since I can remember. And he's someone where, just consistently doing little drills and stuff like that. And if you would see us hit, you'd be like, well, what are you guys doing? It looks crazy.
Yeah.
But it's just stuff like that where it's just being consistent. I think at the end of the day, what really leads to everything cleaning up. And I think it's something where it doesn't happen overnight. It's not like you could just change everything and one blink of an eye, changing one thing. And so it's something that takes time and also takes consistency. And that's kind of just the thing I take a lot of pride in and just try to do over course of the rest of my playing days.
Yep.
So speaking of taking pride, you should take a ton of pride in playing center field for this USA team, especially because of the other outfielders that are around you. Like we were joking with Chandler, like I think you in center and Chandler in right could cover an entire football field. It's absurd how much speed and the range that you guys can have there. How cool has it been to one, just earn that nod to be playing center field for this ball club, and then two, are you almost worried that Chandler might get into your territory a little bit more than what you're used to? Because again, I don't think there's been very very many right fielders that you've probably ever played with that can cover as much ground as Chandler.
Yeah, first it was a extreme opportunity and just a real blessing, not just playing center field, but just being on this team alone. So the fact that I get to play center field for this team, I mean, it's just an extreme honor and something that I take a lot of pride in and just want to go out there and do the best, play the best of my ability out there. And being out there with Chan it's definitely a lot of fun. I mean, it almost makes my job a little easier just because it's like, hey man, like I know I could go get it, but you can go get it too. So hey man, my legs feel a little sore. You got it. But it's a lot of fun, man. That's my guy. We have a lot of fun out there, and it's just I feel like as a team we're at a point where we're gelling really, really well right now, and it's just trying to go forward with that.
This young crew is so fun. And like, we talked about Matt Shaw, and Shaw had an amazing, pool play. And, we talked to Carson and Termar, and then you've also got guys like a Drake Baldwin who could very well be on the Braves opening day roster next year. Like
Mhm.
this assortment of young talent, how much are you guys like picking each other's brains? Whether it's, you're taking BP at the Tokyo Dome or, you're waiting for your flight on your second connection on your way to Tokyo.
Yeah, constantly. I mean, we're with each other literally every day throughout
Yeah.
the whole day. So it's really cool. We're cracking jokes with each other, picking each other's brains, and it's an opportunity that I'm really just trying to just absorb everything and just, I mean, from the coaches to the players to the staff members we have. It's something that it's really, really cool. And, it's not often you get so many guys around you that's obviously really, really talented in their own right, and it's something that's really, really cool that I just try to just enjoy and absorb it all. And I mean, everybody got some nice information they're handing out.
I want to talk a little bit about the Las Vegas, baseball scene there. Of course, coming out of Bishop Gorman, where you've had a lot of players before you and guys that are currently having success or have had success at the big league level. I think most recent first rounder besides yourself out of Gorman would have been, I believe, Joey Gallo, or it would be Joey
Yep.
Gallo, right? Or
Yep.
I guess
Yep.
Austin Wells next time around. I,
Yeah.
what was it like playing at a school like that where I mean it's literally designed I think for the best athletes at the high school age to pursue their professional dreams, like what was that experience like, and then what is like the general Las Vegas area just prep scene like, and how did that prepare you for pro ball? Because again, it's a big jump to go from high school straight into full season ball or straight into pro ball, and you've made that transition so swimmingly.
Yeah, definitely living in California years prior before transferring there. That was actually the reason why we moved to Vegas, was to go to Bishop Gorman, and that was a school where, I mean, you said a powerhouse, where we knew that going into there that they would give me the best opportunity leading into whether that was college or draft, whatever my future would have been at that time. And kind of being able to get there, I mean, having to earn a spot, having to play in big tournaments against other powerhouse schools. I mean, I think it really just gave me the best opportunity to be able to succeed now. And I mean, I think all the coaching staff, the school, all my teammates, I mean, those are really some of my best memories being over there. So they definitely prepared me a great amount coming into pro ball and things like that. And the baseball scene in Vegas, I loved it. I mean, I think I love how it's very small in Vegas, and I feel like sometimes it's easy to get a little overlooked at times because we're so small. But I mean, we got some ballers out there, and it's really, really fun. I think as time goes on, we're just going to continue to have more and more players.
It's funny. Like Bishop Gorman obviously has had some tremendous baseball players, but when you say ballers, I think like that football program is really good, and that basketball
Yeah.
program is really good.
Oh
And
yeah.
I've always been curious why baseball, like, why it doesn't really lean into it as much as some other sports. Like, obviously, you've got the IMG baseball program and all that, but Gorman, like, if I'm not mistaken, you were there. I was just at USC Nebraska. Like, Zachariah Branch is a dude. I don't know if you
Yeah.
know Branch that
That's
well.
my guy, actually. That's one of my
Okay.
home.
So
Yeah.
like freak athlete, like so
Uh-huh.
fast. And I'm not sure if you crossed over with Roma Dunze at all, who's with the
Yeah.
Bears now. But like Gorman is loaded with athletes. Did you train with those guys when you were at Gorman?
Not too as much. I mean, those are kind of more guys where it's like we hung out outside of school and
Okay.
stuff like that, and their football schedule. They had
You're
they
right.
had their own thing going on, but definitely my homeboys. And, being able to be around them during school, going to their games, coming to our games. I mean, it's just some of my best memories, and it's really cool and great guys, and I love watching them now. It's really, really cool watching them now, seeing them do their own thing over there, and shoot, I'm sure we'll see them in the league pretty soon.
I was hoping you'd say that like you challenge him to like a 40 or something like
Yeah.
that, because I know on Perfect Game it says you ran a 6.1160, a 6.1.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
It is.
insane. Do you know what you would run on a 40? Have you done that before?
No idea. I mean, I ran a couple like unofficial times, but I don't even really like, I don't take those seriously because it wasn't laser or anything. But I mean, whenever I was at Gorman, it was always a little running joke where who was faster, me or Zachariah Branch, and all my baseball boys are always riding for me. But I don't know. I mean, that's something where we never got a chance to actually race, but I mean, it would have been really, really cool.
Dude, well, you are one of the premier guys and premier speedsters in minor league baseball, and there's so much more to your game as well. And like, we've talked about how you have, leveled up and got better as you climbed levels. Are there, certain goals that you already have in mind for 2025? Or, is it going to be, hey, that 24 was awesome and I made leaps and bounds. Let's just, keep doing that. Let's continue to try and do that as we climb levels in 25.
I mean, yeah, I think every year always improvement. I mean, there's no such thing as a flawless year, I think. I mean, there's always something where you can improve and can get better at. And I think going into 2025 is just something for me is just be more consistent. I mean, kind of everything, honestly. It's like I want to get a little stronger, want to be more consistent of a hitter, want to play better defense. I mean, really everything. I feel like I could add a quote unquote perfect year, and I'll still be trying to improve everything. So it's getting better steal jumps, getting better jumps in the outfield, better routes. I mean, just kind of fine tuning everything. I mean, and just especially coming up leading into this year, I just want to come in and have feel confident going into spring that with all that everything all the work that I put in, I feel as confident to go out there and just compete at any level. And that's something where I'm just trying to do day by day and just I always say just put the work in each day and just see where you end up at.
You have such a unique profile because we had a similar conversation with Chandler in terms of how do you balance the idea that you can make so much contact. The contact rates are high both in and out of the zone. You can get to a lot of different pitches, but you also don't want to be too aggressive and give stuff away because you also want to be able to draw those walks and do things like that. But it's a tough juggle because you don't want to leave it up to minor league umpires either, especially when you have the confidence that you have to put the ball in play so consistently. But what's even more fascinating with you is you're 6'3", you have the strength that you continue to add. And like you said, you flashed, hitting the ball harder and harder and harder. Like, what do you envision your game ultimately looking like? Is that ever something that you picture and what does it at the end maybe look like and what do you hope for it to look like? Obviously right now looks pretty darn good, but the finished product of Justin Crawford, what would that kind of look like?
Yeah, ultimately, I mean, something I've always just wanted to do that I've strived for is ultimately just trying to be able to want to be a player that could do everything, that could hit for average, hit for contact, hit for power, play great defense, and be able to use my speed to my advantage. So really kind of be able to just use everything to my advantage to help the team win. I mean, I feel like the bat doesn't come to the ballpark every single day. So, being able to use my speed to maybe draw a walk, steal a base, or maybe if I'm not able to get on base, play some great defense, just trying to find any way to help the team win. I mean, I feel like just trying to have the most opportunities is doing that, and doing that is just by trying to make sure I'm good with everything. So that's kind of what I'm trying to do and who I'm striving to be, and whatever happens or comes out of that is what comes out of it.
When last one from me, Justin, like, that's obviously an incredibly mature, mindset to have in baseball. And like it's hard at times in the minor league season because like it's a Wednesday and nobody might be at the ballpark when you're on the road. Like it's
Mhm.
really hard to remind yourself, hey, if I play winning baseball, everything is going to sort itself out. When did you learn that? Because obviously you've been around the game for a long time. Is that something that you had going into pro ball where it's like, I'm going to play winning baseball. This is the advice that I've been given, and we're just going to like let the chips fall where they may.
Yeah, that's something where I give credit to my father for that. I mean, fortunate enough, I was able to grow up in the clubhouse and kind of just see what it really takes to be able to be at that high level and be able to stay there, and kind of just something that him and also a whole bunch of my role models kind of just
Right.
ingrained into me at a young age, where it's like play the game hard, play the game fast. I mean, like not every day is going to be pretty, not every day is going to be easy. And if you go in there with the same even kill mindset and take it one pitch at a time, which I know can be very, very hard at times, but that's really the best advice that they've given me that's helped me get to this point is just being as even kill as you can. Ups and downs, don't let it affect you, and just kind of just you play hard, good things will happen. And that's something that I live by.
You hit pretty much lead off all year long. And then now on a loaded ball club like this, you can move around the lineup a little bit. You get an opportunity to hit in the 9 hole last time out, right? And that had to be pretty fun, right? Because it's like that second leadoff spot, but you maybe see
Hmm.
even more to hit and you
Yep.
thrived in it. You go 3 for 4, that homer and stole a base as well, and help send them, send the ball club across the world there to Tokyo. Like was it just a matter of you just getting comfortable again and it was just okay, I've got a few games under my belt and now I'm swinging it well and the bat's kind of erupted, or did you feel like you could almost lean into that leadoff type of hitter again, being in that 9 spot, and did it kind of feel more comfortable for you there?
Yeah, I kind of love the 9 hole. Yeah, I like being down there a little bit. It was a little different because obviously, like you said, yeah, I hit lead off for most of the year, but then having last game being able to hit ninth, I mean, I kind of felt like the after getting through the top of our lineup, which is our whole lineup's loaded, but especially getting through the top of the lineup, and then it's like they get to a nine hole, it's almost kind of like, oh, okay, you know, we could kind of relax a little bit. Here's a heater, which I was like, shoot, I like being over here, but I mean. I was just it was kind of like I was able to kind of fall into that leadoff spot again and kind of knowing the hitters I got behind me, you know that they're gonna come after me. So it was really really fun, and then I'm just glad that me and Chan got an opportunity to steal the base together. That was something that I told him. I was like, hey man, I kind of had to steal right there. Who knows when we get another opportunity like this. So it was really cool, and I enjoyed it.
That one of the very few teams where the 1 through 9 cliche actually works. It's like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
this team is awesome 1 through 9.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's awesome.
So the last thing, any focuses, for the ball club that you kind of feel going into these last few games here, where you're playing in an environment you've never really played, and you have that balance of, the vets, and Chandler mentioned, you got the OG in Rich Hill, but also, a guy like Tuki Toussaint who's helped kind of show you guys the ropes in terms of, what you can expect. And I know you mentioned growing up in the clubhouse, and not every player, has that opportunity, but even then, hearing it from somebody that may not be your dad can always be beneficial too, and someone that's still actively there. Is that translated into how you guys are kind of approaching these next phases of games where the stakes are higher than ever, and it's probably for a lot of the guys there probably never really played in higher leverage maybe in your entire baseball careers? Like, what's been the preparation there to get ready for something that I think probably most of the guys on the team have not really played in an environment like that before?
Yeah, I think it's something where, I mean, fortunate enough, we've had the opportunity to where we've been practicing in the Tokyo Dome, practiced there yesterday for the first time. We'll be back there today. So kind of just being in the environment and just being able to see where we'll be at, obviously knowing that there'll be a little bit more people there when the game starts, but just kind of, doing what we do. I mean, and just trusting what we all do. I mean, we're all baseball players that we know that got great talents, and kind of it's not we get in there and it's like, oh, we gotta do too much. It's like, no, man, just go out there and just play the game like we know how to play. And I think if we do that, I mean, we'll put ourselves in the best position we can to win.
I love it. Well, hopefully you guys will be bringing back that gold for USA, and excited to tune in and watch you guys do your thing. You sparked another thought in my mind too, where it's like, man, if you're hitting ninth and Chandler's back in the leadoff spot, like the speed, the headaches that you're going to be able to give teams out there, like that is must see TV. So I hope people that are listening are excited to tune into that and check it out, because again, you might not see more speed. Even Matt Shaw can run, like a lot of these
Yeah.
guys throughout this
Yeah.
lineup can motor, man. So it's going to
Oh
be a
yeah.
lot of fun. Best of luck out there, and enjoy it, and can't wait to see you guys hopefully bring back that gold.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much.
Thanks for the time.